Imagine a player with the power to break down any defense, the vision to orchestrate plays at lightning speed, and a shooting ability that left defenders helpless. That was James Harden at his peak, a player who redefined offensive basketball, turned isolation plays into an art form, and dominated the NBA like few others have. But how good was James Harden in his prime? Was he simply a high-scoring guard, or did his game change the way we think about offensive superstars? This is the story of prime James Harden, a player who not only left defenders exhausted but left the entire league debating his true greatness. When Harden was traded to the Houston Rockets in 2012, few could have predicted the transformation that was about to take place. Harden went from being a sixth man in Oklahoma City to a franchise cornerstone, where he blossomed into one of the most unstoppable scorers the game has ever seen. In his prime, he wasn't just putting up points. He was doing it in ways that changed the math of basketball. Under head coach Mike D'Antoni's revolutionary system, Harden took his scoring and playmaking to another level, mastering the art of the step-back three, manipulating defenders with his footwork, and turning isolation plays into efficient scoring machines. Let's talk about the numbers. From 2017 to 2020, Harden's stats were staggering. He led the league in scoring for 3 straight seasons, averaging 30.4 points per game in 2017 to 18, 36.1 points in 2018 to 19, and 34.3 points in 2019 to 20. But it wasn't just the scoring, it was how he did it. Harden's unique mix of three-pointers, drives to the basket, and free throws made him almost impossible to guard. In his MVP season, Harden put up an unbelievable 36 points per game, leading the Rockets to 53 wins and leaving defenses scrambling. He became the first player since Michael Jordan to average over 35 points in a season, making every night a nightmare for defenders trying to guard his deceptive moves, relentless drives, and ability to draw fouls. Harden's isolation game reached levels the league had rarely seen. In the 2018-19 season alone, Harden scored more points in isolation than some entire teams. His combination of strength, craftiness, and an arsenal of moves, like his famous step-back three-pointer, made him an isolation machine. Harden would lull defenders to sleep, dribbling at his own pace, only to explode past them for a layup or unleash a deep three that would leave the crowd gasping. His step-back was so effective that defenders had to choose: play him close and risk getting blown by, or give him room and watch him drain another three. His footwork and timing were so precise that even the league's best defenders had no real answers. And it wasn't just scoring where Harden excelled. His playmaking was equally elite. At his peak, Harden averaged over 7 assists per game in every season from 2016 to 2020, often putting up double-digit assists and running the Rockets' offense as the primary ball handler. He led the league in assists in 2016 to 17, averaging 11.2 per game, showcasing his ability to read defenses and create opportunities for his teammates. He had a knack for passing out of double teams, threading the ball to big men in the paint, or setting up shooters on the perimeter with pinpoint accuracy. In the Rockets' fast-paced system, Harden's vision and playmaking elevated the entire team, making Houston one of the most feared offenses in the league. But Harden's dominance came with its share of controversy. Critics often pointed to his high volume of free throws, arguing that his style relied too heavily on drawing fouls. Harden had a unique ability to use his body and positioning to initiate contact, a skill that frustrated defenders and fans alike. To his critics, it seemed like Harden was gaming the system, using the rules to his advantage rather than pure skill. But in reality, Harden's ability to get to the line was a testament to his intelligence and adaptability. He understood the game's intricacies and exploited every angle, making himself one of the most efficient offensive weapons of his era. Despite his regular season dominance, Harden faced criticism for his playoff performances. While he put up impressive numbers, his efficiency sometimes dropped in high-stakes games, and he faced accusations of fatigue and inconsistency. Critics argued that his ISO-heavy style and high usage rate made it difficult for him to sustain his production in the postseason. In key games, his shooting would sometimes falter, leading to debates about whether his style could deliver a championship. Yet, Despite these struggles, Harden had playoff moments that showcased his greatness, including clutch performances and series-changing games, but the ring still eluded him, and the narrative of playoff Harden continued to shadow his legacy. So, how good was prime James Harden? He was one of the most prolific scorers and playmakers the NBA has ever seen, a player who changed the way we view offensive efficiency and individual dominance. His ability to manipulate defenses, create his own shot, and make plays for others redefined the concept of a point guard in the modern NBA. While debates over his style and playoff performances may linger, there's no denying that in his prime, James Harden was a basketball force of nature, a player who left an indelible mark on the game and inspired a new generation of scorers. In the end, prime Harden wasn't just good, he was revolutionary. He took offensive creativity to new heights, challenged the status quo, and love him or hate him, made the game more exciting, unpredictable, and unforgettable.